Maximum firepower.
Brace for impact!
Welcome to the Brace for Impact podcast, sponsored by Hondo's Command Token Emporium, where we give you a pair of tokens, your opponent gets the leftovers. It's not unfair, that's just business. In this episode, we'll analyze our recent battle report, talk about the Clone Wars commanders and which ones we think perform better than others, and we'll review a list that a subscriber submitted. You want to dive right into segment one?
Yes, get right into it.
So we threw up a battle report on YouTube a few days ago. Immortality Protocol versus Twilight of the Republic, which was episode 17. What are your thoughts on that game?
This was like one of the lists that I came up with to like kind of practice playing Separatists, because I found that you can't really, they're at a real deficit, I think, compared to other factions.
Why?
And you have to play them in a super particular way. Because if I have 134 points of Squadrons and I go up against like Republic, I get smashed, right? Like Republic wins that every time.
Because just any Republic list beats a Separatist list with max Squadrons? Is that what we're saying?
I think if they both have max Squadrons,
Oh, well, a Republic fighter list would beat a Separatist fighter list, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I just feel like, so if I can't reliably go max Squadrons and at least have like a fight, if I just get stomped on by fucking Lumi Plo and their fucking double blue, double black, double rerolls bullshit, how am I going to deal with that shit?
Yeah.
And I played with most of the commanders for Separatists, and Kraken is like amazing and shit. But I played with Grievous in one of our previous tournaments, and I had a Patriot Fist with 10 Vultures. And I was like, this is going to be great. The Patriot Fist had, I think I had Ruthless Strategist. So my idea was send all my Vultures in, flak the shit out of everything with the Recusant, because it was a Recusant support. So it had a red die anti-squadron.
Right.
And so I was like, and then flak the shit out of my Vultures. And then when they start dying, I'll get fucking defense tokens. And by then I'll be at close range of, my enemy, and it'll be fine. Then Grievous will pop off like 10 times. It'll be amazing.
Right.
And then I went up against someone who had no Squadrons. I had 10 Vultures. And he was like, okay, that's fine. Attack my ship all you want. I had 10 Vultures. They all attacked one of his ships, and I did 3 damage.
Right. He just decided to ignore them.
He just ignored them. They did 3 damage. I couldn't get Grievous off because none of them could die, because obviously there was nothing to flak. And he didn't flak them. He was like, fine, I'll take 3 damage. I'll just fucking get that back with engineering. And I was like, Grievous kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Kind of a shit commander. If I could just get pigeonholed into this weird scenario where I just can never proc him. But then I was like, he's fine. He's like 20 points, and 20-point commanders I feel will always be good because you can fit more into your list.
Right.
I think it doesn't really matter what their ability is if they're at 20 points, because that's as cheap as you can go. Until we get like a commander that's 10 points, which I don't think will ever happen. 20-point commanders are always really good.
Yeah, I think
regardless
the 20
of what ability
is going to be the floor, right?
Yeah. Like look, some of the rebel commanders that are at 20 points, fucking Dodonna, Krista Agate,
They're both really good in my opinion.
They have really good abilities, and they're as cheap as it can go.
Yeah.
Empire doesn't really have it. Well, Empire's got Ramadi, Ozzel. Ozzel is like way better. I love Piet though, because he's super cheap and he has a cool ability. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So Immortality Protocol was something that I made after I read the rules forum that clarified that you can in fact fly your Vultures off the board to kill them, and in doing so, proc General Grievous' ability.
Yeah.
Once I realized you could do that, I figured I could pair that with Gilded Aegis and get its ability off, before engagement a couple times. Use reserve hangar decks and get my vultures back. So I'm essentially doing 1 point of damage to 2 vultures to gain like 6 shields on my recusant in any hull zone I choose. And I was like, that sounds pretty good.
Right.
And it turns out you can actually do that. Everything works out, the timing, unless you're getting like completely rushed by like
surprise attack,
a surprise attack, or like a speed 4 fucking brawler. But even then, I don't think anyone would do some crazy shit like that. And it works out, and it's great. And the problem is, when you put all your points into a recusant like that, it's like 110, 120 points. So, and that's like fully kitted out Gilded Aegis, full max. It's carrying the fucking General Grievous and everything. It's got the title. It's as expensive as it can go, really. And then your opponent just kills everything else in your list, and you lose.
Yeah,
and that's really what it boils down to. Is at the end of the game, if you haven't completely annihilated them, you just lose in like a fucking 7-4 or a 6-5. So I haven't really figured out, because I don't think having multiple recusants is the way to go, because they're so fucking fragile.
Right.
But like, I don't know, I thought Gilded Aegis turned out to be pretty good. But it's like you've got to slow roll it, you can't go too aggressive. And with Grievous, you're essentially locked out. If you want to play him the way that I've been playing him, where you're fucking sacrificing vultures to the machine god, and you're essentially locked out of the center area of the board, because once you go too far away from the edge, you can't then throw a vulture off the board and get your defense tokens back, and you're too far away. So you're locked into your edge, the opponent's edge, and the 2 edges on the sides, and that's really where the play area becomes.
That's like the trick, right? Is like, to get it off, you just kind of have to float near the edges. But you do have, like, there's a pretty big area. Recusants aren't small ships, right? So
yeah,
you're able to go quite a ways and still trigger Grievous. I think it's a really interesting ruling to let you just kill them whenever you want.
I don't know about that, because it like, obviously I'm glad, because it makes Grievous like really, really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the timing of like, yeah, you can sacrifice your own vulture to get a fucking defense token back, because that seems fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've done a couple of games, and it seems really, really fucking strong.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Especially because of the timing, like you're recovering it, and let's say you don't, like, you tossed your token, like with the Gilded Aegis build, right? You've tossed it, or maybe you spent it twice that round. It's gone. In the squadron phase, you chuck a fucking guy off the edge of the board. The token comes back exhausted, but guess what? Like, it's flipping to readied right after this phase, Like,
yeah,
it's basically
getting a whole nother token. It's ready to go.
Yeah, it's really strong. So
I feel like Grievous makes Separatists extremely defensive, way more than they already were with Wat Tambor and the fucking battle droid reserves, everything. He just makes them insanely more defensive, because you can just get defense tokens back whenever you want.
Yeah.
You just double thermal shields, doesn't matter.
Like,
throw a vulture
round
off.
1, put a bunch of squadron tokens on your ship. Like, on each ship, right? Takes a squadron token.
Yeah.
And then during any ship activation, you can kill a Vulture.
Yep. It's
really good.
It's really good.
As for my list, mine was a list that I got off of Reddit, I think, which was Twilight of the Republic.
I think you said it was Reddit or some guy.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to fly. I don't know.
It was just 2-ship list, right?
It was a 2-ship list, yeah.
How did you feel about that?
2-ship lists are tough, man. I think that
they're tough.
I would not build a 2-ship list myself. Probably
I found I've been going with, like, I know we're saying, like, 2-ship lists are tough, but I found, like, a lot of my lists recently have been 3 ships.
Yeah, same.
And that's it. Like, I've rarely gone to 4 ships, but if I do have 4 ships, then I'm at, like, 5 ships instead. Like, 3 ships or 5 ships. It's not 4 ships.
I don't mind a 4-ship list. I just think, too, it's tough because, like, there's not a lot of places for your enemy to attack. And it's also tough just because I feel like you don't have so many options while you're flying.
Yeah.
It was just a big ball of squadrons. You know, the ships, boosted comms, flight controllers, like all of that. Like, I cleaned all of your squadrons off the board pretty quickly, I want to say.
Except for Flak Guns. Fuck.
Yeah.
I remember that guy was giving you trouble. Well, because you would attack him and then kill something else, and I would refresh my scatter.
Yeah.
Or get it back from the dead. That shit is fucking wild.
But I feel like I lost, like, very few squadrons in return. Like,
I agree. I just didn't kill any of your squadrons. I don't think any of them died.
Yeah, I don't remember any of them really dying. Maybe a V-19 or something, but the combo, you know, Lumiplo, flight controllers, boosted comms, like,
that kills everything. That's fucking devastating.
It's tough. I would love to see this against a Sloan list, because I think that, like, even the best Imperial squadron balls would have trouble with this kind of mess, basically.
I can bring a Sloan list next time. We can do a Sloan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to fly this again, but I do have a Republic fighter ball list that I'll bring next time, maybe. But I think we can do like a you know, peak squadron versus peak squadron, because I think up until the Republic, I think the Empire had the strongest squadron ball. I don't know if you agree.
I do agree. I think Sloan Squadrons is, or at least was, the strongest.
Yeah.
Up until Republic came. I feel like Republic squadrons are extremely strong, but I feel like with the restrictions of aces that it is okay.
Because it's only 3 aces?
4 aces, but But, like, you just take, like, linked Turbolaser towers, you flak down the generics, and then it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know? It's not like they're fucking... Could you imagine Republic squadrons with old intel? That's fucking devastating, right?
Well, I don't think the Republic has intel.
Gifisto has intel. Know your squadrons, dude.
Oh, true. I never bring Kitfish, so I don't know.
But he has new intel where it just gives you grit. I'm talking about, like, old intel where you can just completely fucking ignore the enemy squadrons.
Right.
Like, could you imagine Republic with that shit?
Yeah.
Just going right to the fucking ship every fucking round?
Yeah. It would be kind of toxic, but it's not like Republic bombers are that much stronger than, like, Rebel bombers, I don't think.
I don't agree with you at all. I think the existence of Navoo B warrants that their bombers are so much better.
Yeah, Navoo B is good.
Navoo B is so good.
Anyway, it was a fun match. We'll have another one soon.
Well, we've already recorded some.
True.
We'll have them up soon.
True. Whenever I edit them. You want to move on to segment 2?
Yes, let's go to segment 2.
Segment 2. So we're going to talk about the Clone Wars commanders and give our thoughts on how they're shaking up in the meta at the moment.
Yeah, because I feel like we've talked a lot about the commanders, like, as they've come out, but I don't think we've done a discussion of, like, how they actually play and which ones we think are even good at all.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Clone Wars commanders really much since Clone Wars came out, I think.
And I think we'll do a couple episodes, maybe several episodes, talking about not just what our initial thoughts are, but like what is actually true about like the ships and the squadrons, what performs well and what is kind of just not worth it at all.
So let's dive into Admiral Trench. What are your thoughts on Admiral Trench?
Admiral Trench here's my thoughts. He's 36 points.
A lot.
It's a fucking lot.
Yeah.
And his ability is similar to Thrawn with an extra turn, but you've got to spend a token to get it off, which means he's awful. He's not good at all.
Yeah.
No, not good.
You don't think that like he would fit in with like a swarm list?
No.
Yeah.
Because the way that works out is you would want it to be like a squadron token that you use to get your squadron dial and token and then do a different dial, right?
Sure. I guess.
But then you can't do that every round. So you make one of his dials squadron, and then the rest what? Engineering or Confire?
I mean, you could do something like munitions resupply, right? And
you can't munitions resupply a squadron command is my point.
I don't care about squadron commands. I'm saying like a munitions resupply or a parts resupply would go really well with Admiral Trench. Like you could have like one of those on two different hard cells, right? And one turn you're getting engineering dials on everyone in addition to whatever they get, and then the next turn you're getting concentrate dials in addition. Like,
yeah, but that's he just takes so much fuel.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is he's already so expensive that paying for the cost for those other cards
it's too much.
It doesn't work out. It's too much.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
And his effect, which I've tried to do a list where I was just like, let's max out on commands. Let's go all fleet commands. Let's go Admiral Trench. Let's go munitions resupply or engineering resupply or whatever it was. And let's just keep them on. Let's just get all the fucking commands.
You could do opening salvo to get the tokens at the beginning.
Yeah, all that stuff. And turns out you can still just lose because he's so expensive that you don't have the shit that you need to deal with other stuff.
Yeah.
I think he's cool and thematic, but I don't think that he has a place at the round table of other CIS commanders.
He kind of reminds me of Leia, but more expensive.
Yes, Leia, where they do an effect and you're like, yeah, but that doesn't really help me now. That doesn't do much for me. I mean, a dial and a token sounds good in theory, but in practice, you're paying so much for his effect. And then you have to pay more to get it off frequently.
Right.
Like Admiral Trench, can you get his ability off for the entire 4 rounds he can actually go off?
I was just thinking, without cards that fuel the fleet with tokens, you can't. You can't do it 4 times, right? Because they have to take a token
every single time. Yeah,
like
you've got to replace the token.
Even if you had, let's say, you had 2 Providences, right? They're command 3, right? That's your fleet, 2 Providences, and the round 1 and round 2 they just take tokens. That's actually not that crazy, right?
No.
Round 3 they take a token, and now for the last 3 rounds you can trench. Like, okay, I guess. Like, you don't even get it off 4 times without a parts resupply, munitions resupply. Like, I don't know, you don't have Clone Nav officer over there, so I don't know what you're going to do.
I don't think Commsnet is the way to go, because if you're taking a hard cell and you're Commsnetting with the hard cell, your hard cell's doing nothing for the game. Right. They have to have munitions or parts resupply, which effectively brackets out everything. And so the only thing that you can use to fuel Admiral Trench is taking Hondo. Or like Maroon Hako, which is like weird because he depends on other ships being nearby. So that kind of locks you in.
I would love to see someone send us a cool trench list.
I would actually love to see a cool trench list. Because the one that I made was dog shit.
Yeah, I don't know
And
if
it
I've
didn't
seen
work.
a cool one.
But I think it just takes too much. It takes too much fuel to power Admiral Trench, and he's too expensive.
Let's talk about a better commander that deals with command tokens. Tarkin. Tarkin is a good commander, I think. I need to make a list with him and play him.
You haven't even made a list with him, and you think he's good.
He's good. He's definitely good. Like, you have 6 freaking tokens on him, whatever you want, and every turn, you just are like, boom, all friendly ships get that token, or like one ship gets a dial. Like, it's like, you need Admiral Tarkin
really
to fuel Admiral Trench. Like, he just makes so many tokens. Like
they would be good buddies, wouldn't they?
A 4 ship list, and it's like, here's 4 nav tokens round 1. Here's 4 concentrate tokens round 2. It's like, okay, like, that's pretty badass. I think that he, like, a little bit of the same problem where, like, 6 rounds of tokens, like, round 1, like, if you're not already taking a token, like, what's happening here exactly?
I guess he can give you another token. He can get you ready for it.
I suppose. It seems he almost gives too many tokens. But yeah, I think Tarkin is good, generic.
I think that Admiral Tarkin is
commander.
Better than Imperial Tarkin.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, way better. The ability to choose if you want a 1 matching command dial to the flagship is like, that's really good.
Yeah.
And now, these are just command tokens, not dials. Okay. You want to go on to the next one, or do you have more to say about Tarkin?
That's all I have to say about Tarkin. Also, would love to see a cool Tarkin list.
Yeah, Tarkin seems really
I
good.
feel like I always see Yularen, Plo, Lumi lists, and not Tarkin lists. So, yeah.
Talk about Dooku now. Count Dooku.
Tell me about him.
Unusable, I think.
Why?
Unusable as a commander.
Why?
The existence of pretty much all the cards that just make him useless. Like, let's say you're playing with Count Dooku, and you want your ability to do anything. You flip your dial on Dooku, and you're like, haha, you get Squadron command. You don't get to do your Squadrons this round.
Right.
And then your opponent's like, well, actually, I run clone nav officers, so I'll just pass a token from one of my C-70s and then get rid of your raid token. And I'm going to do that for every single round that you activate Dooku, and then you're going to wish that you brought another commander.
Yeah.
Because just the existence of clone navigation officer eliminates Count Dooku from being played at all. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, as a Republic fanboy, the thing about Clone Nav Officer is that you don't have to use the command dial to get the token to your friendly ship, right?
Yeah, that's kind of my point.
You just reveal it, which means it ignores the fact that ship is rated at all, and just sends the token over. It's like...
Sends it over. And it refreshes itself
for 1 round, right?
And
so 2 of the rounds.
You can just say, my CR-70 isn't going to be doing Squadrons at all anyway.
Right.
Take the dial and then take a token from that dial to clear the raid. Or in this case, you would just refresh Clone Nav Officer with that 1 token that you took and do it again for Confire, Nav, or Squadron. So really that relegates Dooku to 2 turns of engineering and then 1 turn of doing nothing.
Right. The other problem, I think, is that if, let's say Dooku puts like Nav, Squadron, Nav, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
You really can't start using him before
you have to use him. You have to use him round 1.
I was going to say he's useless round 1.
Because there are so many games that I've played with Dooku where round 1, I forget about him, want to nav raid them to like fuck them up so that they can't nav and get into a good position. And then they take a nav token. And they have that until like turn 4 or 5. That's like
Right.
okay.
I was gonna say like the other problem is let's say you want to use Dooku and you're like, I'm gonna raid them 3 times, 1 round, 2 round 3, boom, boom, boom. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They can just wait and use a single nav command to clear all of them. If they're
Let me tell you the biggest problem for Dooku. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You put command tokens on the card.
So they can see what it is.
They know what you're doing.
Yeah.
They see you've got double squadron nav.
Like, why wasn't it dials?
I'll be ready. Why wasn't it dials?
So
why
it's a
does
secret.
Dooku tell you what he's doing? It's got to be a secret. Like,
well,
that's the worst.
It's
part
just like
of
how he
Dooku.
tells Obi-Wan what he's doing.
All right, yeah, thematic is all right. I'll give you that. He does tell everyone what he's doing, but like, that's awful.
Yeah.
Right? That they know what.
Because you can on your C70, you can always like put the right dial for your clone nav officer to send over the right thing to the
exactly.
To the
it's just ready before you use Dooku.
Yeah.
Why is it so counterable?
Yeah.
Honestly, the worst. And he's 30 points, which makes him way more expensive for how counterable his ability is.
Hilariously bad.
Like
right?
hilariously bad. He needs to be like 23, 24 points.
And I
for
think
how fucking shit
we've
he
said
is.
this on this show before, but commanders that let you do something are better than commanders that do something to the opponent, right?
Yes.
Moving on.
Moving on.
To another admiral. Admiral Yularen. This guy's
Fuck
I
this
think
guy.
I think this guy's wild. 24
He's
points.
so fucking
pretty
good.
cheap, right? When a friendly ship resolves a squadron command, it can spend an extra... If it spent a token, it can activate an additional squadron. And then it also has the repairing thing where you spend 2 points to repair a friendly squadron. Okay, like, here's the thing.
Just the first fucking sentence
First sentence
bananas.
is like a nutty commander ability. Because...
Yeah.
Like...
If Admiral Yularen had the first sentence and nothing else, 24 points. You use him, right?
Yeah, you use him. Yeah.
You use him.
Yeah, because Republic squadrons have so much health. They're so tanky.
No, they have so much fucking power in them.
Yeah.
They're so fucking powerful that activating one additional one.
Why isn't this ability a Separatist commander ability? Because y'all are the ones that need to activate 14 squadrons to do anything.
We need to activate so many squadrons to do anything. It's fucking bullshit that you guys can activate, 8 squadrons in one activation?
Yeah.
That's horse shit.
Yeah, because...
You guys should have fucking 3 squadrons. Why am I so fucking limited?
Because, like, 8 squadrons is, like, the most any reasonable person, I think, puts into the Republic squadron ball. Unless you're doing something wonky, like 10 Y-Wings.
Because the max you guys can take is 11. 11 squadrons is the maximum, right?
I thought... How much are Y-Wings?
Oh, they're 10. Let me
I think you can do, like, 12 Y-Wings. But, like, I'm talking about, like, reasonable, like, lists.
You can do 13 Y-Wings.
Yeah. So, but still, like, 8, if you have 8 Republic squadrons, you put a lot of money into them most of the time, right? So, like, the fact that, like, one Venator with expanded hangar bay and Admiral Yularen can activate all of them.
All of them.
It's so nuts. But then he's like, also you can repair your squadrons, and it feels a little bit like bullying. Like,
what?
It feels a little bit like bullying.
Like
my squadrons are all... I already am in team, like, Republic squadrons are the best. They are so fucking thick. They never fucking die. You've got Luminara there.
Hard.
They're all obstructed. They're all countering. And then you're like, oh, you did 3 damage to my V19 Torrent that has escort, and like you can't hit anything else. My Pelta is going to repair 2 of that. Like, what? And like think about like a Pelta nearby, right? Like just a Pelta like in the mix of squadrons.
It's a fucking disaster.
And it took
how many squadrons can a Pelta push with Yularen?
Well,
Pelta Medical has 2 with expanded hangar bay for 3.
No, don't even worry
Yularen
about that.
For 4, 5.
Just Yularen and nothing else is 4. It's just a
what?
Right? Because you take a token round 1, and then round 2
you do dial token.
And you have 4. Yeah,
but I'm saying with expanded hangar bay, that's 6.
No,
right?
It'll just
or
be
5?
1 more. 5.
That's 5, right?
Yeah, I don't care about
okay.
expanded hangar bay because that restricts which kind of Pelta you can use. I mean, we're already talking about the one with 2 squadron command, but like you don't no, you just like you just fucking push 4 with a single pelta with a token. Like that's nuts.
Dude,
And then you can also
the guy I was playing with, he revealed a squadron dial on his Consular Charger C-70. He said, I'm going to take this as a token and then spend it.
for more
And he activated 2 instead of 1. And I was like, what is happening? Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, it's so good. But it also, like, I think Yularen is, like, maybe the ability makes it so that you can do things like have, like, a spot cannon Venator and not even care that it can't push your squadrons because, you know, like, a Pelta can push 4.
You just push them anyway.
Right? So,
yeah,
like, it allows you to build that more brawler, like, battleship Republic ship. So, yeah. And then, like, if you have a Pelta that's
but he just
like,
goes extreme on carriers, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I think
like
he's
you build the.
I still think he's more efficient, like pound for pound, on Peltas, CR-70s, like maybe like a 3.
See now,
because
now you're losing me.
No,
now you're
so
losing
listen. Because like a +1 activation is a lot more on a ship that has 1 or 2 squadron activation than a Venator 2 with 5. Like the Venator 2 is happy to have the 6th, but it's not like the difference from going to 2 to 4. You know what I mean?
Okay. From 5 to 6 is not that amazing.
Or even 5 to 7, right? Like because you're dial tokening.
You mean 5 to fucking
5 to 7 with dial token.
7?
Yeah.
Well, you can get to 8 with expanded.
Okay, stop
Bay.
talking about expanded hangar bay. We're talking about Yularen.
So
I'm just
8 sounds like a fucking lot of squadron attacks to me.
When your fucking 45-point Pelta can push 4 squadrons like a goddamn MC-80, I don't care about a 90-point.
God, that's
like,
the worst.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing is like, it's 45 points or 46 points for a goddamn Pelta.
Okay, now you're bringing me up. Then you bring like what? Do you bring 2 Peltas and you just push all 8 of your squadrons?
Yeah, exactly. And then you have a cannon Venator 2 or Venator 1 cannon boy, and like you're just like vibing, dude. Like it's nuts. If you want, like you can have something with clone nav. I mean, like imagine the 2 Peltas like clone nav officering each other, right? One of them, like round 1, like is giving the other one the squadron token, and the other one's giving it the nav token, right? They're all bullied up.
And they just keep fucking bouncing back on each other, giving them the tokens.
Yeah.
God damn.
And like the repair is just like putting, like I said, it's kind of like bullying, because if you have 8 good Republic squadrons, like you are already winning the squadron battle. Like, do we need to win harder? Like this only really comes into play if someone's teching against squadrons and you still want to be able to push through and beat the shit out of them. Like,
dude, yeah, this does like border on bullying, because like if they do like bracket one of your aces out of the V19s, you're like, okay, scatter, brace, you did 2 damage, thank you. Yularen, we're just gonna have that Pelta boost that Delta 7 back up to full health, thank you.
Right.
Like you don't get any
especially
points.
Since like on one of the Peltas you put title, so it has 1 command. Like you're just ready to repair 2 hull.
Yeah. And I don't know how good this certain build is, but I think Admiral Yularen with Ahsoka Officer is amazing.
Yeah.
Because you can just keep your squadrons at distance 3, and Ahsoka lets your shit snipe.
Yep.
Which is a huge fucking range.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yularen's amazing. He should be more expensive, I think.
24
points.
Is
too... like, 2 separate abilities that are amazing.
I know. Do we want to talk more about Grievous? We already ranted about him for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, we can probably skip Grievous. I would just say if you're playing Separatist and you're having trouble, play Grievous and stick to the edges.
Yep. And don't get your squadrons engaged.
Yeah, keep them fucking Mark-sabled behind your fucking big ships.
That's my plan, by the way. Next time I see Grievous, is just like jump on your squadrons no matter how ridiculously far away you put them from the fight.
That's why I put them behind on my.
I couldn't figure it out
ships.
the whole time. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, because your squadrons don't move very fast, so even if you're like right on my large ship,
Yeah.
I mean 3 doesn't really get you there, so you have to go all the way
I
around.
know. It's disgusting. All right.
Let's talk about Bale.
Let's talk about easy mode for Republic. Bale is like.
All right, here's my hot
so
take. Here's
easy.
my hot take. Is he the best Republic officer?
Commander,
yeah.
He, I think, is the best.
Because he seems the best.
He's the best
right?
if you are not like 100% on like how the match is going to go from your perspective. Like I said, this is easy mode. So like First Republic list, throw him in there. Not super familiar with the game, haven't played a ton of matches, don't really know how the flow of the battle's going to go. Like Bale is so great for like anytime a ship activates, you can be like, you know what? I do want an engineering right now. You know what? I do want an nav command right now. And like you just have
Do you know what? I want both right now.
Yep.
In addition to my dial.
Yep. I want my Venator to go faster, recover 2 shields, and push 5 squadrons, right? Like
I think that Bale is the prominent Republic commander, and there are no other commanders that are at the same level as him, and you only take other commanders when you're trying to specialize in a specific play style.
He's the generic commander. I would say and
like,
Tarkin
as a
are generic commanders.
He's just so fucking good.
Yeah. I think he's better than Tarkin, but I
agree. I think he's better than Tarkin, yeah.
But I also think that Bale's
Well, no, because I think Bale stands on his own as the best baseline Republic commander, and Tarkin specializes, like I was saying earlier, he specializes in fleets that need tokens to fuel their cards.
That's fair.
And abilities.
So
when you deviate from the generic wanting to take Bail Organa and you have a fleet that has a lot of costs, you bring Tarkin.
Right. Like if you built a Republic fleet and you're like, I don't know what commander to put on here, you just put Bale and don't think about it.
Yeah.
But I will say that I think that Bale's power level, like the amount that he brings to the table, is decreased the more you play Republic, the better you get at it, the better player you become. Like I think like an expert level player looks at Bale and is like less impressed by him than like I was the first time I flew a Republic list. Like,
are you sure?
Yes, because like if you know, like I remember when I used to play Rebels a lot and I knew like almost for the first 4 turns of the game exactly what dials I wanted, and like other dials wouldn't have helped me really. So like there is a point where I think that like I look at Bale and I'm like, you know what, for the list that I have, like he's helpful, but I think I can get more out of someone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's very strong if you're not on steady ground for sure. Alrighty, let's talk Kraken. Let's crack-a-lack it with Kraken.
Oh, never say that again.
I will say it again. Let's crack-a-lack it with Kraken.
You're fired.
So this guy lets you just change a die.
To any one icon, yeah. As long as you have another friendly ship at close medium range of the defender.
I feel like he's fallen out of favor with you recently.
Yeah, well, just because of the way I've been playing Separatists, and it's not saying that Kraken is bad or that I don't like him anymore, but I've been trying to do an entirely different fucking play style than Empire, where I just haul ass right at the enemy and I'm like, I'm just gonna kill you and then you're gonna have no more ships. Because I've been playing Separatists a lot and that doesn't really work for them at all. I've just been losing a lot. Kraken, really good. He's actually amazing.
Yeah.
Busted amazing, I think, would be the term for him. He is fucking busted. He is insanely good with multiple small ships. He loves hard cells.
He does.
And that's it. You run him with hard cells. You take TRC, you take Spinal, you take Link Turbolaser Towers if you want to feel fucking frisky, or if you don't have a lot of squadrons. And then you take whatever fucking flagship you want. And he will get you the damage.
He does do the damages.
You roll your die, you focus fire on that one ship, you move your fucking hard cell in there, and you just turn them all to accuracies if you don't have any. If you've got, like, you can roll, 2 blanks out of your 3 red die from your hard cell battle refits. 2 blanks. So you get 1 hit, 2 blanks. You change 1 to an accuracy, you TRC 1 to double hit. 3 damage, block the brace.
Disgusting.
You do that 4 times, that ship's gone.
It's disgusting.
And that's not even your flagship. It's disgusting. And then you do that every round. Disgusting. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I think he's not as good if you're running a lot of large ships, which I've been doing recently with Recusants and fucking Providences. But even then, it's like you take a Recusant Light Destroyer as your flagship, put fucking Patriot Fist on him, lots of hard cell battles. It fits. Every time it's good.
Yeah.
It's just, there's nothing bad about taking Kraken. Nothing bad. It's all good. It's only good. Because if you have ships that don't want to get into close medium and you're like, oh shit, he came up on me, now you just get free accuracies. Right. Or if you already have an accuracy, there's a crit for you, man. Kraken's got your back.
Right.
He's always good, always amazing, always on.
He is always on, unless you don't have a ship at close medium. But that is a lot of space, you know what I mean? Like, it's not...
That is a lot of space, but remember, Separatists have red die everywhere. Right. So if they're not at fucking close medium, they're probably not doing damage to you.
All right.
You're probably not getting hit, and you're rolling more red die than them at long range.
Yeah. Luminara. I love Luminara. I want to love her more, but I just can't.
Tell me why you can't love her more.
Spending 1 or 0 defense tokens per attack is so toxic.
Haven't you done that to me with your fucking Tranquility, like, a lot?
Some.
Where you just are like, I'll do 1. Or is it the existence of Tranquility makes Luminara's effect not as good?
I don't think Luminara goes that well with Tranquility, actually.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. If Tranquility didn't exist, would you probably use Luminara more?
Maybe. Tranquility basically, like...
Tranquility is like a free redirect, right?
Kind of, yes. Like, if I brace and then I move 2 shields toward that hull zone, like, if you're redirecting more than 2, like, you really took it in the chin, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times that's all it takes. So, Tranquility is great to give you the effect of 2 with 1, which, like, okay, like, I see the connection here with Luminara where I only spend the brace, I move 2 shields, I take less damage on the hull zone, all that jazz is fine. But when I have Luminara, I'm spending less defense tokens, which means I care about refreshing defense tokens less.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I want to spend brace and something else, right? I want to salvo, right?
Yeah, you're essentially never salvoing with fucking Luminara, right?
Unless they shot you and did 1 damage or no damage or something like that, then, like, okay. Now I'll salvo.
She really doesn't work with, like... But what if you get with a heavy ship and you need the fucking extra shots?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's really rough.
Yeah. Now, like, Luminara is good. Right? I don't want people to come away from this thinking I think Luminara is bad. Luminara is good.
You heard it here first.
She helps you get your defense tokens back, especially with unique squadrons nearby, refreshing the tokens. Right? And I think
both of the Jedi commanders are really focused on
both.
Buffing
How
squadrons.
Dare you forget about Obi-Wan?
I did not, but you know what I mean.
I will say, I think that
the not core
Luminara at her best is when squadrons are refreshing the tokens on the ships, and the ships just spend whatever they want. But that requires...
Maybe that's how she should be played.
But that requires a squadron conflict. you know?
That's true.
And sometimes the Republic squadrons just roll.
And then, you just don't get it after a while.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Is Luminara Commander worth taking instead of Luminara Delta 7?
I don't know.
Because if you take Luminara Commander, you can't have Luminara Delta 7.
Luminara Delta 7
and that,
is so
I
good.
feel, is
That's
so
the hardest
devastating.
Part. Yeah, it's the hardest part.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Like, not Tranquility, not anything else, but not having Luminara Delta 7, I feel is
That's
tragic.
usually how I end up with a different commander, is that I want Lumi and Plo in their squadrons. But
Like just 2 points less, and you get Luminara Delta 7.
And you can have a commander.
And you can have a different commander.
I know.
It's like...
Yeah. I'd love to see a good Luminara build that's better than... Like if it's a defensive build, right? But I've got Obi-Wan. Like, show me a Luminara build that's better than an Obi-Wan build for defense, and I would love to fly it.
Yeah.
All right. Martuuk. Martukaroni?
Martuuk.
What are your thoughts on Martuuk?
I got a problem with him. It's just, like, not good.
I disagree.
I think you're wrong for disagreeing, and I'm going to tell you why you're wrong.
Okay.
First off, tell me why you're disagreeing before I go on my rant on how he's not good, because I was about to go on one, and now you interrupted me.
Okay.
So tell me why you disagree.
I disagree because adding red dye is good. Ships almost always have shields remaining when they die. You know, like it's unless it's advanced projectors or tranquility or something. Usually you're trying to pierce a single hull zone and kill the ship before, you know, if you killed all the shields too, like you're as an attacker, you're like, dang, that ship should have died a long time ago. You know what I mean? So
I know what you mean.
But also, like, because Separatists are red dice heavy, the attacker must cancel an attack die. Like, there are lots of blanks on red die, so you cancel your blank, right? Like, it's after rolling, so I just cancel a blank, I'm fine. I feel like Martuuk really can beat the shit out of somebody. I think he's good I think he's good when Kraken is good, which is a gun line. Like 4 hard cells into blah and something else, you know?
Okay. Here's why I don't like Martuuk. Okay? You take Martuuk, and he's adding red dye to your ships. Okay? So, the way he's worded like other commanders that makes him a force multiplier.
Yeah.
So, for each ship that you have in your list, he becomes increasingly better.
Right.
So you want as many ships as possible.
Right.
So you have all of these ships, and I'm just going to lay it into you right now. It's probably a Munificent and a bunch of hard cells, or a Recusant.
Right.
Okay. The problem with that is that red die are entirely unreliable, so you want rerolls, right?
Yep.
So we'll put Link Turbolaser towers on there, right? That's the best one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gives you the red die reroll. Yep.
Okay. If you can focus fire like 4 or 5 different ships on the same hull zone of a ship you're trying to destroy, so that they can't redirect into their rear hull zone, then you did it. You won the game. But you were going to win anyway. The thing is, you can't do that reliably. And you can't take XI7s, because you're going to have a roll, and you'll have a crit and 3 blanks. And you're going to wish you had rerolls. But you don't, because you have Martuuk instead of another commander.
Right.
And you don't have Link Turbolaser towers because you're trying to be cheeky and you took XI7s.
Right.
So, by taking Martuuk, you need other requirements, such as Link Turbolaser towers, to reroll. But that means you're essentially falling into his effect of deleting a die, which I don't like. And I think it would just be better taking Kraken. Because you're activating a ship and moving it in anyway, and then making all of your other ships stronger and fixing your die, which is better than adding die.
Hold on. I think Kraken is great. Martuuk doesn't require a sacrifice ship to go in there.
It's just close medium. Doesn't have to. It's not that close.
I know. I agree.
Just
but
blues.
That's not required with Martuk. You can be at maximum range. Additionally,
No, what's required with Martuk is that they have no shields and that you have to cancel one die
after you roll it.
after you roll it.
So I'm going to say that I tend to shoot at ships that have shields more than not. And like your Martuk gun line doesn't, like you're talking about focus firing a single hull zone and all of that. I don't even know if Martuk like cares about that much, because like
I think that's all that Martuk cares about. Isn't that the way I'm reading it? That's what he wants. He wants you to cut through one ship and fucking destroy it before they can redirect and have no shields. Then it becomes detrimental.
Well, let's say you had two hard cells, but they didn't have the arcs on the same hull zone of the enemy ship. Like I think you're still okay there, because like you said, like if I'm rolling, what does a hard cell have? 3 red out of the front?
Yeah.
You have a 4th from Martuk, and you con fire a 5th, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the dream.
Yeah.
Like you said, LTT or TRC, right? Either way is fine. I would always fly him with intensify firepower on some ship.
I mean, yeah.
Right? So that red die is a hit. And now, if I TRC and intensify firepower, that's 3 guaranteed damage, and 3 die that haven't even been rolled yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most ships have 3 or less shields on a single hull zone. So,
yes,
if a second guy is going to shoot at that same hull zone, he doesn't get the benefit of Martuk anymore. So maybe he wants to. Maybe you prefer to shoot a different hull zone to bleed off all of those shields, so they can't redirect, right? Like, I don't know, but I'm just saying.
I don't know if there's a hull zone with no shields on it. I'm not going to pick a hull zone that has shields and shoot at that one instead.
I think you're right. But you do get an extra damage. So, like, what if the hull zone had 1 shield, versus no shields? They have a redirect anyway, right? So you might as well take the extra red die.
Maybe, but then you're just allowing them to drain all their shields, and then it starts cutting in. I feel like he would work best with XI7s, and by taking that, you're really suffering on red die rerolls.
Maybe. Kraken may be better, but I think
Kraken is just better.
I think you're making him out to be better in all scenarios, and I don't think he is.
I think Kraken is better in all scenarios than Martuk.
Okay.
I just think that's true.
Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is the commander of your nightmares, I think.
I think he's the commander of everyone's nightmares. I think Obi-Wan is a fucking... he's so good.
Yeah.
He's much better than he was in the core set. Like, Obi-Wan on a Venator?
Yeah.
Ooh. Is insane.
Yeah, like a Venator 2 with thermal shields. It's pretty nuts.
It's over.
Yeah. Especially because like Tranquility.
You pour everything into it, and the Venator will not die until like round 6. It just can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Obi-Wan is very good. I really like him a lot. He's good on a fleet.
Is there anything bad about Obi-Wan?
Uh-huh.
What's bad about Obi-Wan?
The opportunity cost, I think. That his ability is very blah. Like, it is...
I mean, you're always taking damage.
You're always taking damage, and you're taking less with Obi-Wan, right? 4 damage with Obi-Wan and a brace becomes 1. It's really good.
Is it that his officer slot is really the expert shield tech slot?
That is almost always the case, I think. Right?
I know. Is that like a downside, though?
It just makes, I think, his lists very...
boring.
Yeah, it's a little boring. Obi-Wan's a little boring. My shit is all really not going to die very much, right? Like, that's what Obi-Wan says. And that's not as exciting as, like, I activate extra squadrons and repair them. It's not as exciting as, re-rolling die or getting extra command tokens and dials. Like,
Yeah.
He's not exciting unless you're, like getting, like, your rocks off on not dying. Like, okay. Another way to not die is to kill them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had fun flying Obi-Wan lists, and I will continue to fly Obi-Wan lists. So what do I know?
He's like a super power trip card, right?
Yeah.
Like where you can be super aggressive with him and be like, ha, it doesn't matter. I will not die.
Right. There's not much to say about him. Redirects are really good, and they're extra good when they reduce the damage incoming. Obi-Wan is the reason no Republic ship will ever get 2 redirects. Even if they get a victory, it will be a 1 redirect victory.
It'll be a 1 redirect victory. There's no way it'll come with 2. Obi-Wan is just completely disallows it.
Yeah. Remember when we did that weird custom rule set they had where ships got an extra redirect?
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan became a god?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was stupid.
But that was only on acclimators. That wasn't even on a fucking Venator.
Just because the Venators weren't out yet, right?
Yeah. And that seemed busted.
Yeah. All right. That's all I have to say about Kenobi.
You can go to TF-1726.
Yes. Add a black die for each raid token up to a maximum of 2. Why haven't you flown this yet?
I've flown him. Just not against you.
What do you think of him?
Yeah, I've flown him. He is he's fun. I mean, his only problem is like you're rolling black die, but it's like, you know, get a hit here or there. It's fine. He really needs a lot. You need the B2 rocket troopers.
You need them.
And that's it. You can't take anything else. You have to have this 7-point upgrade to make him work.
Yeah.
And you need a lot of them because you want that fucking second black die.
Right.
So, all right, now we're talking, 4 hard cells out the bat? It's like half your list already gone with no other upgrades.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. I think he will be way better if Separatists get a squadron that has assault.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Republic and Separatists need a squadron pack too for a lot of this weird jank to come online. You know?
Yeah.
Like I think Dooku would get better with more raid options as well. Just because I think raid gets better the more raid is happening, right?
I agree.
Like if you're putting 2 or 3 raid tokens per turn on a ship, like suddenly it does become a little restrictive. Whereas like 1 raid token per turn is like
if you activate your ship and you clear the raids by discarding your dial.
Yeah.
But then on my activation, I give you 3 more raids.
That's where it becomes toxic, right?
That's really cool. I do like TF-1726. He's super fun because raiding is inherently fun because you're fucking with your opponent's list, and I feel like that is fun. And when you do it, you get black dice no matter what range. It's fucking fun.
It's cool. And then you can fire more black dice in, right?
The problem I had when I was playing Tim the other day is he overshot one of my hard cells in a way that I couldn't. Well, he was like completely in my rear arc. And you can't rocket troopers if they're right behind you, like if you can't attack them.
Because hard cells don't have guns in the back?
Because they don't have guns in the back. So it's like, it's super jousty.
Yeah.
Which it kind of makes it a little shitty. But he let me discover my favorite way to kit out a hard cell.
Oh.
Which is B2 rocket troopers and linked turbolaser towers. It is the most hilarious thing.
Why?
In the world. Because Hard Cell Battle Refit has blue-black anti-squadron.
Yeah.
Linked turbolasers, you can add 2 more blacks.
Yeah.
And you can use B2 rocket troopers to add another black. And then you can Confire to add another black.
So how much dice is that?
It's a blue and like 5 blacks.
Against the squadron?
Against the squadron.
That's hilarious, actually.
Which is hilarious. And then you have fucking 4 hard cells. And they're all doing that to generic squadrons, just fucking destroying them.
Yeah.
And if you're shooting against like an ace, you can link turbolaser towers and just make them all blue and roll like 6 blues and a black. You know?
That's nasty, actually.
It's really fucking cool.
I do think it's funny that
I love it.
They decided to put a cap on the power level of TF-1726 by saying to a maximum of 2 additional dice. Like, you can only... Like, raid is so bad. Like, he could have, like, if they let it go beyond that, like, would he have been broken?
Yes.
You think so? I don't know.
I do, because then you would aim it more towards large ship builds like the Providence and the Recusant.
Yeah, and add 4 blacks.
But the problem with that is, like, because now they can re-roll the die.
Yeah.
With the hard cells, you can't re-roll blacks at all.
Right.
Which, I mean, it can still do a significant amount of damage, but you're not, re-rolling blanks or re-rolling single hits to fish for a double hit.
But I mean, you could bring a Providence with TF-1726.
I don't think it's worth it, because Providence, they want everything. They want to be fully kitted out for them to be worth anything.
Right.
You don't take a slim Providence. If you take a full Providence, you have 2 hard cells and that's it.
Okay.
So that's why.
All right.
Maybe 3, but then you're like skimping out on upgrades like Invincible, or you're not taking the Dreadnought, and then it's like, what are you doing?
I do think giving more, like, he makes the B2 Rocket Trooper good, right? Like,
yeah.
So, and those are really thematic and cool, so I'm a fan of him existing.
I love the B2 Rocket Troopers. I think they're amazing.
Yeah. All right, last boy, are you ready?
Plo Koon.
Plo Koon, the last Jedi Commander. How many Jedi Commanders are there again?
3, I think.
Okay. Plo Koon. Plo Koon. So, Plo Koon is so weird, I think.
Yeah?
I
think he's incomplete. I don't think he's done. I don't think he's finished.
And you think that... Why?
Because he's quite dog shit, and a lot of his ability is a lot for nothing.
You mean the add-up thing?
No, I mean the adding a blue die set to an accuracy icon.
What do you mean?
Do you think that's for attacking ships and using it on their brace? Because it's fucking not.
What do you think it's for?
It's for Wolf. It's to proc Wolf 100%.
You're talking about Clone Commander Wolf?
Yeah, Clone Commander Wolf.
Let me look at him real quick. So I have not.
Okay.
I have not. Up to 3 squadrons that you activate without a depth gain assault, which would work with Plo Koon. Each squadron that you activate. Oh, so you think that when Squadron Pack 2 comes out, there will be the Lati gunships that have assault and can spend the accuracies for assault.
And Plo Koon will give them the accuracy
for free
every single time.
So he's guaranteeing raid. This would all be really cool, right?
Yes.
I think that's the only way that I ever fly Plo Koon is with Commander Wolf, with squadrons that already have the printed assault keyword in my list.
Yes.
Because
that's why I'm like, he's just not finished. He's not done. He's like he's got a soggy bottom. He's undercooked.
And I thought when I saw him that I was like, wow, squadrons are going to get free extra blue die set to accuracy. So like accuracy crit hit, accuracy hit, all of it is good, all of it is great. But here's what I learned. And I knew partially in my gut, but when I activate 4 squadrons or 5 squadrons or 7 squadrons with a Venator, and I go attack your flagship, right? Because we're talking about attacking a ship.
Yep.
I am not trying to kill the flagship with my squadrons.
No?
My primary purpose is to get you to burn your tokens.
Mm-hmm.
And if I accuracy your fucking tokens, you cannot spend them. Right? I want you to look at that 2 damage and look at your brace token and sweat and spend it on to make 2 damage 1. You know what I mean?
Or you take 2 damage, you take the 2 damage, you take the 2 damage, and then on the 4th one you're like, I can't keep taking 2 damage, and you spend the brace.
Exactly. That's what I want. But if I 2 damage accuracy your brace, I've taken the decision away from you. You're just taking the 2 damage, right?
And then when you find, like, let's say you have a double arc from your Venator onto my flagship.
Right.
But I still have a green brace.
Exactly. It's like, I don't want that. I want that brace gone. I want you to be there like, if I don't burn this brace on this fucking 2 damage, making it 1, I will die. But if I do that, then his ship will hit me and I won't have a brace, right? Like that's the pain that I want. And Plo Koon makes that pain very not painful.
What Plo Koon really brings the pain for is when you pair him with Clone Commander Wolf, and you have the lats, and like let's say I've got first player, and the lats go in, they get the auto raid, and you're like, okay, this round you've got fucking engineering, squadron, confire, nav raids from 4 lats.
Exactly.
And then we'll do it again next round. Because we got boosty comms and we're a Venator and we got 5 squadrons.
Could they, in theory, resolve the assault effect twice if they had an accuracy and a crit?
Let's see.
Like, can Kanan resolve it twice?
I'm going to find out.
Because if that's the case, then I'm bringing 2 lats. Right? Because 2 lats could 4 raid a ship.
I gotta see. I looked at Kanan, and I think Kanan for sure can give 2 raids.
Right. So then I would assume.
Well, no, because assault specifically says you can only spend 1 die.
That's
with
it?
With an icon. Yeah. So while attacking a ship, you may spend 1 die with a hit icon. If you do, the defender gains 1 raid token of your choice.
Okay, so Kanan can do 2 because his ability is not the assault keyword.
Yes.
But basically, a ship with an assault keyword with 2 die can only activate assault once, even if that's on 2 different die. They can only spend 1 of them for the assault effect, right?
Yes, because you're spending the accuracy icon to resolve the assault
and
effect.
You can only do that
I don't think you can. Yes.
Okay, so basically, still great. Just you would need to bring
have more lats.
Well, not even, because your squadrons gain assault. Right? So like,
oh, that's right, yeah.
Like I could,
without a depth. So
yeah, and it's just normal assault. It's not accuracy assault as well. But
so you've got torrents assaulting, you've got arcs assaulting.
Right, everything's assaulting.
Yeah.
3 squadrons without a depth.
He just will not be good, or I think even usable until
something with assault comes out.
Fighter Pack 2, yeah.
Yeah, and also like Wolf is an exhaust costing a token to come back, like.
But he's one of the commanders, so you can spend the one on him.
Right.
So you get him
twice. But like Ahsoka doesn't exhaust, does she?
What do you mean?
Ahsoka
officer?
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't exhaust.
But
she's not
she's
a clone.
Up to 3 squadrons that you activate without get snipe until then. You know what I mean? Like,
those are 2 different things entirely.
That's fair, but like it just seems like they didn't need to bully Commander Wolf that bad. I mean, I assume that I'm speaking now when the lat doesn't exist, and when it does, I'll be like stapling this card to my fleet. But
yeah, I really think that that's going to be the case,
because 2 turns of like, here's 4 raid tokens, here's 4 more raid tokens, like.
It's just auto. It doesn't matter. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's every single one that you're activating.
Gets the eyeball for free and then spends it to resolve assault.
Yeah. It's
just crazy that there's not any squadrons with assault printed when these.
Why do you think it's crazy?
When these came out, like to me, it's just like.
Well, I mean, I don't think they expected to just get the shit rug pulled out from under them.
Yeah, for sure.
And not be able to fucking finish Fighter Pack 2.
Fighter Pack 2 was obviously the wave that was supposed to happen next, right? Like,
yeah, I think it's Fighter Pack 2 and Flotilla is going to be what's next. I still think that's what's going to be next.
Yeah,
and when this year is over and I get to make your list for you, we'll do another bet, and everyone can make a bet on what the actual next wave will be if AMG or Asmodee doesn't sell Armada and all the Star Wars shit.
Okay, that's not happening, so.
It's probably going to happen, dude.
No. All right. Well, that's our commander review for the Clone Wars. Da, 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 da. You want to talk about this list?
If you disagree with what we talked about with the commanders, please leave a comment down below.
Especially if you think Tuuk is good.
I don't think he's good. What list are we reviewing?
We're reviewing a list that a subscriber. That's what you.
Well, first off, how tell the listeners how we review our lists.
Oh, in our list review segment, we judge each list based on the following criteria: presentation, smell, texture, taste, and creativity. That's what they're evaluated on. And last time we reviewed Downsize its lists before he went to a tournament. And now...
Well, you say before, but it was like when the episode went live, he was at the tournament. So.
Well, in my world, when I talked about it, was before, so...
Okay.
And now we're reviewing Beaker's list. So thanks, Beaker, for sending this Tuuk list. Because Beaker thinks Tuuk is good.
Mm.
Don't go. Also,
he can think whatever he wants.
Did Beaker name this list?
I mean, I didn't name it.
Beaker, let me talk to you for a second. You got to come up with some crazy, cool names for your list. You can't call it Tuuk Recusants.
It definitely does need better names.
Yeah. You got to do something wild. You got to
give it some spice.
You got to be. God, he did put 2 Recusants and a comms frigate, and
that's going to take some points off from the presentation section, right?
Yeah, for sure. So we've got. Let's start with the flagship, which is a Munificent comms frigate with Tuuk, Wat, Battle Droid Reserves, LTT, and Tide of Progress. So this is a tanky boy, yeah. Tanky boy.
Here's the thing about Munificence and Wat Tambor. Okay, Battle Droid Reserves is not as good as Medical Team.
You think so?
I know so.
Why?
For a fact.
Why?
Here's the thing. Battle Droid Reserves, what does it say? Let's see. So you've got to have an engineering loaded. You can tap it to flip any number of your face-up damage cards with the crew trait face down.
Yeah.
And then you can discard face-down damage cards. It costs 1 fewer engineering point.
That's
so you discard face-down damage cards.
For 2 points.
With like 2 points, yeah. Here's why it's not that good. Battle Droid Reserves. Munificent has 6 hull.
Yep.
And no contain.
Right.
There are 66% of the damage cards are ships. They're ship traits.
Yeah.
So the rest of them
33%
have crew traits. 33% have crew traits.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know exactly, but half of those of the crew traits deal an effect to your ship and then are then flipped face down. It's like discarding command tokens and shit like that.
Yeah.
Or you have to get rid of a defense token. Really annoying shit. And then they're flipped face down.
Right.
Which means Battle Droid Reserves only affects like 10% of the cards in your damage deck.
In terms of discarding.
In terms of
flipping them.
Flipping them, yeah. So if you take Medical Team, before you are even dealt the face-up damage card with the crew trait, you can discard Medical Team to discard that damage card.
Right.
So you don't even have to have its effect. Then if you tie that in with Tide of Progress 12, before you are dealt a face-up damage card with the ship trait, you may exhaust a card to discard that damage card. So now you have...
Contain, but better.
You have better Contain, where you just discard that card. And if you get lucky, you can just discard 2 damage cards with
2 crits.
Without having to take them. 2 crits. It doesn't matter. And you can refresh Tide of Progress 12, because Munificent is always going to have an engineering token on it. Fucking fight me about that. So you can refresh that and get another one. So I think that's way better than taking hull damage and then using Battle Droid Reserves, because you already have Wat Tambor. So just get the fucking shields back. Get the shields back, have them have to pierce through your shields, and then when you get that 1 face-up damage card, you just discard it and you watch their life crumble away.
So what you're saying is, when I...
Prevent the damage, don't take it.
Right. You minus 1 damage card with Medical Team instead of Battle Droid Reserves instantly. And then when you Wat Tambor, you're spending 2 shields on a nearby friendly ship to gain 4 engineering points. That's probably the smartest way to use Wat Tambor.
Yep.
Plus your 4 from your dial. Maybe you have a token as well. That's 10. You can discard 3 damage cards that way. Right? So
yeah.
The thing with like Wat is like you only have 6 health, right? So like if you're at 5 damage, you're probably dead. Like
Yeah,
There's
5
not
damage, no shields.
You don't sit at 5 damage cards very long on that ship, right? So most of
They'll
the time,
ram you or anything. It's
yeah,
like
when you get a chance to Wat Tambor and there's 3 damage cards, you're going to use them, right? Like, you're not going to be like, I'll wait till next turn.
like it's better to get the shields back than to get rid of damage cards, even if it's 2 points.
Yeah.
And honestly, the Munificent Comms frigate, I'm off that one. I don't like that at all. I'm all about the Star frigate because now you have a fucking thick boy that can stand in front of anything and take it all. Because you've got Wat, now the medical team in Entitled Progress 12 combo I was talking about, with
And
Turbolaser
thermal
towers,
shields.
obviously, and thermal shields, and point defense ion cannons.
Now you're
So
unkillable.
now you have a super effective blocker. You just put it in front of the ISD. It doesn't matter. They're rolling 3 fucking dice. And then you Wat Tambor. It's incredible. Incredible. But that's just what I prefer.
Yeah, so, like, if you're not needing it to push that extra squadron or be a squadron pusher in general,
yeah, like if
the
you don't
Star
have the
frigate
offensive retrofit filled out,
you might as
should
well
have
be
the
a Star frigate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got 2 what looks like twin light destroyers with sensor team, Flak Guns, APT, and LTTs.
What is sensor team? What's that? What fucking slot is sensor team?
Sensor team is the ordnance
Gunnery
experts
teams,
team.
right? Yeah.
You-
While attacking, you may exhaust this card and spend 1 die to change 1 die to a face with an accuracy icon. All right. Here's the thing. Recusant light destroyers are not onagers, so do not take sensor team.
But they have a lot of red dice, right? So he's thinking like, take the blank out, get an accuracy for free.
Okay. All right, you've got 2 damage now, and you have an accuracy. Did you have fun?
Right.
No? Okay. It should be ordnance experts.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah, sensor team is like a really not good card. Like corner pocket onager builds use it sometimes for the accuracy, but spending a die just for an accuracy is not as good as just letting them spend their defense tokens and killing them. Like, what if you get all hits? Do you spend a hit for an accuracy? Maybe. But chances are some of those red die are going to be blank. Just not that good. And it's 5 fucking points. Just take ordnance experts.
Just do it.
Right?
Just take it.
Just do it.
I think so. I mean, I think you just take ordnance experts.
Flak Guns. Flak Guns is good.
APT is good. Link Turbolaser Tower is good.
I don't know. It's like extra points. You want to be in black range with your Recusants. I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah.
And so Flak Guns, it's like 3 points that you just don't need to spend on the Recusants.
Because you're going to be close up anyway.
Yeah, and you've only got red-black. So, I mean, and this is another reason you want Ordnance Experts over Sensor Team. Now you can reroll on your fucking salvos. It's great.
Right.
But you don't need Flak Guns. It's nice if you want to be cagey and try and like fly them around, but it's not super necessary.
The light destroyer is what, 2 squadron value or 3?
It's 2.
Yeah.
I would honestly take reserve hangar decks. That's better. You got 2 vultures in your list. Fucking get those back when they die. Easy.
And then we've got some squadrons, DIS T-81, 2 vultures,
Amazing.
Grievous, and the prototypes, the...
Chall prototypes? What the hell? Chall.
What is your issue with Chall?
Okay, my issue with Chall is you've got DIS T-81. Cool, that's great. Grievous, he's amazing. 2 vultures. That's good. And then Chall prototypes. Before an enemy ship or squadron at distance 1 moves, you may perform an attack against that ship or squadron, even if you are engaged. Not cool.
Why?
Okay, because first of all, squadrons who are engaged can't move. There's that part.
Tycho can move. Anakin can move.
Okay,
Grit.
so here's what happens. You shoot at Tycho, he shoots back at you. Okay.
What about
It's like-
shooting at
it's
ships
just-
that move away? That seems good.
Okay, you'll roll a red die. It'll be blank or a crit, and thank you. Have a nice day.
Sure.
It's 16 fucking points.
Yeah.
As 2 vultures.
You could have 2 more vultures.
Or you can pay a couple more and have Flak prototypes, which is just inherently better in every single way.
You heard it here first, kids. Get Flak.
It's just better. Is red, blue, black. Black against ships. So now, I mean, I don't know if you know this, dude, but rolling black squadron die on ships is like really good.
It's really good.
It's really fucking good. Got counter 2, and he's got that fucking annoying ass ability. You put him next to Grievous, you put DIS next to Grievous, they all give Grievous screen, so if they attack Grievous, they take a damage from Flak, blah blah blah, that's how it fucking works.
Yeah.
But Haor Chall, both of the prototypes, Bactoid and Haor Chall, are awful. Even well, I'm looking at you too, DFS 311. Don't think I didn't fucking see you there. They're all awful. Bactoid prototypes in particular, I think is even worse than Haor Chall.
So you're saying all of the ace vultures are bad?
The ace vultures and Bactoid prototypes, the other hyena bomber ace. Those 3, just don't ever take them. There's no reason. It's just more vultures, or even a Belbalab. If you feel like a generic Belbalab, I would take over Haor Chall prototypes.
Mm-hmm. True. So I think that apart from a couple of tweaks, maybe a star frigate instead of a comms frigate, maybe ordnance experts instead of center team, maybe change a couple squadrons, the list seems pretty solid. My only concern with it is 2 large base and a medium base. You've run into this.
Difficult.
You've run into this issue as well, I think, which is like
it's hard to position them
fly
all
them around the board and get them to have guns on target and all of that kind of stuff.
It's hard to do that, but it's also like recusants are super fragile. So what's going to happen is if you're not careful, you're gonna swing hard on one of them, and then they're gonna take that off the board.
Whichever
and then they're going to do it, whichever one. And then they're going to do it with the other one. And then they might not get to your Munificent. Maybe it's fine. But that's fine. They've already got the rest of your stuff. All your squadrons are going to be dead. You're playing Separatists. That's just how it is. And then you just kind of lose. You know?
We do have...
And you have Solar Corona, which is like the worst navigation. I hate that one. That sucks. Take Infested Fields. Infested Fields is good.
I like
even if
opening Salvo with this list.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about opening Salvo. I was talking about Solar Corona. I think that one's good. Yeah,
opening Salvo Tuuk is
Salvo. Yeah, that's a lot of fucking dice.
Basically to double power.
So
opening Salvo.
essentially, you're telling the opponent that you can't pick a red objective,
right?
And contested outposts. Okay, I like fire lanes over contested outposts now because contested outposts can kind of fuck you for positioning. And fire lanes is a lot more lenient and gives you more points.
Yeah.
Fire lanes essentially demands a response, and contested outpost is they can put the station, they can kind of finagle the asteroids to make it more in the center.
Yeah.
But fire lanes, you can say it's right fucking here, and you've got to come after it because you're just getting an insane amount of victory points from it.
Yeah,
and Infested Fields will help with moving asteroids around because you got fucking big ass ships. So if you have an asteroid that's in the way, you put a fucking Exworth on it, push it out of the way.
I mean, part of me thinks okay, if you're gonna do contested outpost, do Grievous.
No, because that's one thing that I've learned is you want fire lanes because I played against someone with contested outpost with Grievous trying to do that edge of the board stuff, and they kind of finagled the asteroids to where I couldn't put it right in the corner pocket. and it was like more center field. And then I was like, you want to get close to the station because you got to be at distance 1, and then you're like, your shots are obstructed, but then you fly over it. So you fly into the asteroids that you were trying to screen the station with.
It's a pain in the ass.
And it's just the work. But fucking fire lanes, you can put that right in the corner every single fucking time, and you don't even have to fly at fire lanes. You can kind of strafe them.
True.
And demand that they come at fire lanes. And it's great. It's way better to control the board, I think, than Contested Outpost when you have ships that you fucking want to be near the edge.
True. So, yeah. Fun list, Beaker. Thanks for sending it in. Hope you enjoy flying it.
If you've got another list that you want us to review, put it in one of the, like, as a YouTube comment, and we'll review it. And if you have any other, like, topics that you want us to talk about, some helpful tips or anything, put them in the comments below, and we'll make a podcast episode about it. I think for now we're gonna like go ahead and review a bunch of these cards and upgrades from the Clone Wars and how we actually feel that they turn out, and yeah, we'll do some more episodes.
Thanks for watching. Ta-ta for now. What are we talking about today? We're talking about battle report that came out, Clone Wars commanders, and we have a list. Who's the list from? Where?
Like right above the list. It says Beaker.
Segment 3, list review. Name Tuuk Recusants. What are you talking about? There's no Beaker here.
Beaker should be right above name.
It's not.
Oh, that's weird. It's there for me.
You're a liar.
It's there for me. You've got all the
Beaker.
Separatist commander cards, though, right?
What do I mean? Do I have them?
Like, because it says Segment 2, Clone Wars Commander Retrospective.
Yeah. And then there's a blank, and then it says Segment 3 list review.
It's been doing this thing where it keeps saying like iCloud something storage, and dude, that shit gets me fucking hot.
Well, your notes have
iCloud
nothing to do with your iCloud storage. I need you to.
It's saying something about iCloud.
Yeah.
And dude, iCloud's the worst shit. It's the fucking worst.
Why are you so angry about it? That's the question.
Because it's always full. Always full.
Uh-huh.
And it always makes some stupid shit not work.
But it's full because, like, you filled it.
Bro, are you trying to make me mad right now? It's full because I know I fucking filled it. Okay.
Hold on.
But it's not like I can go,
here's
empty the trash. Trash is emptied. Where the fuck is iCloud? Because I know that makes me sound like a fucking boomer, but like there's no iCloud app that you can click on that's like, this is all the stuff in your iCloud. Well, it's like you're fucking completely unintuitive and shit.
You're kind of
is the thing.
Wrong about. Okay.
I'm not wrong.
Okay. Share your screen. We have to fix this.
I'm not sharing my screen with you.
What?
That's code for how do I do that?
Well, you're on Discord, so in the bottom left corner, there's the button that says video, and then there's a button that says screen.
Well, I'm on Discord on my phone.
You're.
So I'm not gonna change that.
Okay.
So we'll have to do that later.
Well, wait. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Well, we're not gonna do it now.
Okay,
I'm gonna
share
over
my
onto my computer.
And then you can just follow along like a baby.
Do you remember when I said that you were on my phone?
So?
Oh, here's the thing. Your iCloud storage is full. Change it in the settings. I clicked settings. Nothing happened.
Okay.
Great.
look at my screen. Oh, what the fuck?
That's on my phone, remember?
So look at it.
I'm looking at it.
Oh,
it is not working.
Oh, if that's me, I think. Stop it. Discord, leave me alone. Wait. What the? Oh, I didn't. Okay. I swear you're
back.
I swear you're a fucking boomer. Okay, so we're gonna share my screen with you.
You say it like I'm.
Okay. Do you see my screen?
It says watch stream.
You have to push the button that says do it.
Oh, it's a button. Okay, I see it.
Okay, you see.
System prep. Why do you have everything on white? You're such a. Oh my
Okay.
God, you're the
See
worst.
the system preferences?
It's so bright.
You see it?
You don't have an icon for your fucking avatar for your system preferences?
Just click on Apple ID, and then at the bottom it will show you your iCloud storage. And I just want to know, like, how much iCloud storage it says you have. Like, you click
Documents 1.8 gigabytes.
Okay.
Backups 13.84 gigabytes.
Uh-huh.
Photos and videos 28.94 gigabytes.
But how much left over do you have?
0.
So, like, when I clicked on the manage button, it told me how much I'm using and how much is available.
Okay, I clicked manage. It says none available.
And how much are you using?
5
gigabytes.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not 5 fucking toasters.
you have the fucking free tier of iCloud storage. You have the fucking free tier, dude. You are
why?
Goddamn boomer.
Why would I pay for this?
Is this the Apple ID that you're using?
I don't understand the question.
Is your Apple ID...
Are you sharing my screen? Where do you see that?
I'm just asking.
Yes, that is the one I'm using.
Okay.
And if you tell anybody, I'll know.
Okay. I'm going to remove you.
What? Remove me?
Bye.
Why are you... You know, that kind of smarts a little bit. Why did you do that?
So I'm going to add you back now because for some reason... you should use family storage. Okay.
Your stream went away.
It did? Really? You're a liar.
Yeah. No, it... watch stream again. Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Now I'm going to invite you back. Create child account. That's really what I want to do, actually.
No, I won't forget what you did.
I'm going to message you an invitation.
Okay.
Okay, Cora. Hello. Tell everybody hi. She's shy now. Okay. You should have gotten a text message inviting you to the iCloud family.
A text message?
Don't say it like a question.
Well, like I'm waiting for a text message, but it's not coming. You say text message like it's going to come on my phone or my computer?
Your phone. That's where text messages go.
Don't say... No, that's not true. I can send you fucking messages on my computer, so you know that's a fucking lie.
Let me try again. Invite people.
Yeah, I haven't gotten anything.
Chandler. Oh, I know why. Okay. Invitation sent.
Oh, yay!
You got it?
I tapped it.
Accept it. Accept it. Just accept it.
Join family. I'm back in the family now. It says all set. Yay.
Okay, now check and tell me how much iCloud storage you have.
Still says 5 gigabytes.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's probably not fast enough. Apple ID. Yeah, 5 gigabytes. How fast does it do it?
Oh, okay. It's okay. Not using. Why does it say not using there? Okay. How do this? Okay, on your phone in settings, you clicked on your name at the top, right?
Oh, now I gotta go to my phone.
Just do
In
it.
settings. My name at the top, yeah?
Click on it.
Uh-huh.
And then you see family sharing on your screen. It should be like name, password, payment, subscriptions, iCloud Media, Find My Family Sharing.
In the iCloud button?
No, before the iCloud button. Like you just tapped on your name before iCloud.
Yeah. Name, phone numbers, email?
Yeah. No. Yeah, and then below that, if you keep looking down, you pull your eyes down the screen.
Password security, payment shipping, subscriptions, iCloud, media purchases.
Find My...
family sharing.
Click on that.
I see it.
Now what do you see?
It's loading. Okay. Now I see all you. Dad has a weird ass fucking emoji as his icon.
You need to scroll down and find where it says iCloud storage in this page.
I see it.
Click on it.
Do I use family storage?
Yes.
Are you guys going to be able to see all my shit?
Yes. I'm kidding. Just press it.
Are you kidding?
Yes, I'm kidding.
It's pretty significant if you're not kidding.
I'm not. I'm being serious. I
Okay.
won't be able to see your stuff. You just get to use my massive storage that I have on iCloud.
Okay. Cool. I'm glad we cleared that up. Okay.
Now, how much iCloud storage do you have?
5 gigabytes.
You're a goddamn fucking bitch.
No, it's a fucking lot now. It's like 2 fucking terabytes. Why do you have so much? Why did I only have 5 gigabytes?
Because that's the free bitch tier.
Dude, how do you get 2 terabytes?
You pay them
That's so
$10
Just like a flat rate $10?
a month, forever.
A month.
But I actually get Apple Music, Apple TV, Apple Arcade, News, Apple Fitness, and the storage for like all. It's like a bundle.
Okay.
Okay. Is the crisis over now?
I don't know.
Do I get to see pictures? Because I see nothing here.
We'll reload it. I don't know what I need to press to make it.
Load it.
Okay, I'll reload it. Quit the notes. Okay, I reloaded it. I don't know if that means you can see them now.
Yes, it does. Damn.
1 second. Someone's fucking calling me, and I bet it's a goddamn robot. Hello? It was a robot.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see them now?
Yes, I see all the pictures.
Yes! Okay. Do you see that Beaker's name is over? You typed in Beaker, you shit.
I typed in Beaker because
Now
it wasn't there.
Now it says Beaker.
Okay. I deleted one Beaker.
Oh my god, I deleted a Beaker. Stay out of the notes.